How woke do you have to be to think you are doing a service to a black person by trying to convince them that they are not as strong as they think they are? Hey everybody. So I'll get straight to it. I had shingles, and for quite a while. Never get shingles. Thank you. Never get shingles. It sucks real bad. Like, it's terrible. Note to self: shingles are bad. So anyway, that's why I haven't posted anything in a while. I also haven't figured out how to post a status update in YouTube. Otherwise, I would have. I should look that up, actually. I really should, because I have the assumption that you can't do that unless you have a certain number of subscribers. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to talk about white guilt and the assault on black people who are confident in themselves, who are confident in the idea that they are not burdened by a system of oppression. I was on Twitter, and why did I get on Twitter? Like, dude, political Twitter is disgusting in every way possible. It feels like the worst in people come out in Twitter. Like, wow, people are monsters on Twitter. So anyway, there's this one person I follow, and they were just talking about how they feel, as a black person in America, and they feel like I do. They feel like they are not in a system of oppression against their kind. They don't feel like they're burdened. They actually feel confident. They feel free, and so it's really odd. It's incredibly odd to see some white people respond to that with the opposite position, saying that you are in a system of oppression. You are oppressed. You know what I mean? You are a victim. That's sick. Dude, that's sick. And I mean, now think about this for a moment. It's not like, it's nowhere near like a situation where someone has some serious mental health issues, let's say someone who has serious mental health issues will say, I'm Napoleon, and they're not, and so people who don't have that mental health issue, they have to say, no, you're not Napoleon, you're John, you're whatever their actual name is. It's nothing like that. It's just a person who happens to be black and happens to feel unburdened by the tactics that come from the left. And so a lot of white people with this white guilt, who never owned a slave in their entire life, who never in any way infringed on another person's freedom, particularly black people. It's really weird when these kind of people come up to black people, or at least online, and say, you are oppressed, you just can't see it. You are burdened by the system that is fabricated to hold you down, that's created to keep you from being what you need to be. Dude, that's sickening. How woke do you have to be to think you are doing a service to a black person by trying to convince them that they are not as strong as they think they are? that they are not as privileged as they think they are. Like, how wrapped up in your own self, how disgustingly bloated does your ego have to be to think you are doing that person a service by deflating the way they feel about themselves as a Black American? It's incredibly disgusting, man. Like, it's so self-righteous too. You know, it's the white knight, social justice, civil rights kind of person who thinks they're doing what Martin Luther King did, right? Like, they think they are doing what Abraham Lincoln did. Like, they think that a lot of people act the way they do right now as social justice warriors because they genuinely believe that they will look back on their life in this time, in their old age, and say, well, yes, you know, we did this and we were out there fighting the powers that be. We were fighting for equality and human rights and stuff like that. Like, these people legitimately believe that they are doing exactly what Martin Luther King did, exactly what Abraham Lincoln did. They think that they are doing what is needed in our country. And the truth is, dude, they're standing on the shoulders of giants. There is absolutely nothing going on right now that is like what happened in the civil rights movement. And you could say, well, actually, it kind of is with rioting in the streets and, like, you know, the whole you know, the statue removals and all that. It's actually not. And let me explain why it's not. It's not because there is no barrier for Black people now. None. Zero. Zilch, nada. None. You would think the way these social justice warriors act, that there's like no Black celebrities, that there are no Black professors, that there's never been someone who has darker melanin in their skin that ever ran for president. You know, you would think that there is no Black person in this country who is incredibly rich, wealthy, and successful. You would think by the way these people act that I just got off the boat. You know what I mean? That the shackles just were removed from me at this very moment. And that's not the case. You know, the media, celebrities, this entire, just the left now, you know, because they're so unhinged now, they have created victims to save. Now think about that. They have created victims, right, where there were none, in a lot of instances, you know, so that they can be heroes. What kind of hero pushes someone to feel like a victim so that they can save them, you know, so that they can feel like they're fighting on the front lines? It's so sad that we live in a time right now where someone with white guilt can have such a bloated ego, some white knight can feel like they are doing good justice for the world, to come up to someone to engage in a conversation with them, a Black person who says that they're not in a system of oppression. It's crazy. And it's self-righteous because they think that the Black people who don't feel that way, who don't feel like they're victims, who don't feel like they are in fact under this heavy oppressive weight of racism, you know, of establishment racism, they apparently think that people like me, Black folks like me, who don't feel that way, who are doing just fine, apparently, clearly, that that Black person is crazy, apparently. I mean, like, that's the only real solution. That's the only real reason why a person can think that. Like, you have to think for a moment that this confident person, this person who feels free, really isn't free. They have to think that we're crazy. And that's incredibly condescending. It's this disgusting, soft bigotry of low expectations. That's not freeing. That's not freeing at all. Dude, these people think they're so woke and doing such good. They're so misled. You know what I mean? Of course there's injustice. Of course racism exists. That stuff will forever exist. That will always be a problem. Always. But to sit here and look at me and say that I am a fool, going to work, free as can be, don't have to worry about anything, you know. It's real sad. It's real sad, dude. It's a special kind of arrogance, man. Like, it is a special kind of arrogance to do that. It's sad. And people have just been misled and misdirected into this, and they think they're doing good. Like, it's insane. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest because it's so dumb. Oh, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, man, it's sick. That's real sick, man. You want to be my white knight. You want to be my white savior. You want to be my civil rights Jesus or something. It's really gross, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I really want to hear what y'all have to say about this. If you agree with what I'm saying here, please consider sharing this video because I'm so sick of this. This is dumb. Dude, the most freest and best country in the world, where the only thing really holding you back are basically your bad decisions, and yet, you know, oppression, you know, oppression, so oppressed. Like, it's gross. And of course I'm not saying that there's no such thing as actual racism, you know, black people being mistreated, killed, or done terribly by the fact that they are black. Of course that exists. But it's not a system. That's gone. That is so gone. I mean, these same people will say this and then go home and watch Oprah. Like, what? Oh, it's so stupid. Anyway, I gotta go. Y'all be safe. And let me know what y'all think, man, because I hate this with a passion. Dude, I hate this so much. I hate this. God knows I hate this. I hate this so much. They'll say this stuff and in the same vein, go watch football and talk about how great all these football athletes are, or basketball, and all these other areas. We had a president of black skin. But no, oppression.